Kpaceguy here to all on YouTube. Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about the new screen behind me. That's the Elite Screens Aeon series. It's the CineGray. Now, if you guys are familiar with my channel, I had another Elite screen before this one. It was a white one with a really thick border. I decided that I wanted to get a smaller bezeled type of screen to take less real estate on the wall. It's a lot more appealing, and I wanted to go to gray. So the white screen that I had was 100 inches. This is also 100 inches, but this is the CineGray version. Now, the reason why people get gray screens is for two main reasons, two main benefits. One benefit is you get deeper blacks when you're watching, especially in the daytime. When you're watching a projector, the projector doesn't have the ability to show a black image. So the light bulb just goes off in that part. So when you're watching something on TV or you're watching a movie and there's a black image of some sort on the screen, maybe a dark scene or so, the only way the projector can show black is by turning out the light on that particular part of the screen. And so if you have a blank screen, you're not seeing black, you're seeing the color of the screen. You can't show a black on a white screen. It's just not possible. So gray screens are supposed to give you a little bit deeper black levels, maybe a little more HDR performance. So that's one reason why I chose to get a CineGray screen. Now the other reason is ambient light. Gray screens, in particular this one, does not reflect a lot of ambient light compared to a white one. It should perform a lot better in the daytime, and it doesn't reflect the sunlight, lamps, ceiling lights, fan lights, whatever lights are coming into the room. That's going to reject a lot of it compared to the white screen. So I should have better viewing angles. I should have better time watching movies and TV in the daylight. It should just be an overall better experience. And then in a dark room or a dimly lit room, I should see a lot more detail in black, dark scenes, darker areas, video games, whatever the case is. So what I've done for you guys is I've put a side-by-side comparison of the gray screen versus the white screen, and we're going to look together and see which screen performs better in both daylight and the nighttime. So on the bottom right hand of your screen during this, you're going to see a light bulb. When that light bulb is yellow, it means that this is the daylight scene. We have light coming in, there's lights on. When the light bulb turns white with an X, that means the lights are off, and this is the nighttime performance. So I'm going to show you guys side by side both screens and how they perform head to head in both the daylight and the nighttime. so that's the side-by-side of the white screen and the gray screen. And I'm really glad that I did this because personally going in, I didn't really know exactly what the difference was going to be. I had an idea of what to look for, but I didn't know how drastic the changes would be. And to be honest with you, I think it's pretty much night and day. So let's talk about what we saw. Let's start with the nighttime with the lights completely off, completely dark. The differences were actually very minimal. Now there is a difference. You can clearly tell which one is what. So you can tell the gray from the white, but it's not as big of a difference as I thought it would be. Now with the white on the left and the gray on the right side of the screen, you can see that the colors pretty much look the same. They say white gives you more vibrancy, more colors, but I felt like it was pretty much neck and neck. Where I did see a difference was the detail or the depth of black that I was getting with the darker screen, the CineGray versus the white. There were times, especially when the speaker was shooting those little marbles up in the air with the colored marbles, you can really see a little bit of detail in the speaker. There was a lot more contrast. There was a better sense of HDR with the gray screen than there was in the right screen. Now, both images had HDR 2160, that's 4K. They are both running the same. But I could see a lot more detail in that HDR with the CineGray because of the extra added depth of darkness, black levels that I was getting on the CineGray that I was not necessarily getting on the white screen. But to be honest with you, the differences were very minimal. I was expecting a bigger difference, but there really wasn't. And that's just because projectors just perform their best at night. That's just when you have your best settings is at night. Now let's talk about the daytime, because that was where you really saw a difference. And that's where this screen comes into play. So with the lights on, the lamp and the ceiling fan are on, you can really see a difference in detail, clarity, and how much the white screen is so washed out. I always knew going in with my white screen that it was washed out, but when you put it side by side to the CineGray, it just makes it look even worse. I really enjoyed watching in the daytime or with the lights on the CineGray because it didn't look too washed out that it was really uncomfortable to watch. You can still see a good amount of detail and clarity. You can still watch a darker movie and see most of it, but the widescreen, you have no chance. If you watch a darker movie, a horror movie or something in the daytime on the widescreen, you're not gonna see anything. You're gonna have a hard time seeing anything. It's gonna take you out of the movie and it's not gonna be a good pleasure to watch. So the CineGray was just an obvious difference in the daytime. It just had a lot more detail, a lot more black level. It had a better HDR performance, even though both of them were running 4K HDR, 2160, 60 frames per second, it still looked a lot better on the CineGray, and that's because the screen is darker. So if you're somebody who watches a lot of movies or a lot of TV or something in the daylight or with the lights on, you definitely want a light rejecting, ambient rejecting CineGray type screen. It's gonna be far better. You guys can clearly see that neck and neck. It's day and night, the differences between the two. So I'm really glad that I did this test because going into it, I really wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna get out of the gray screen. I knew the benefits of it, but I didn't think it would be night and day like it is, and it is. So I'm very happy with my purchase. The link will be down below in the description. If you didn't see the last video, I did a video of me setting this up and putting it together. So if you didn't see that video, that will be down in the link below. Also, if you want to see what projector that I purchased, the screen that I was using, it's down below in the comments or in the description as well. So you guys can see that, maybe purchase one if you think you want one. So that's the side-by-side comparison between a white screen and a gray screen. So with that being said, guys, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have a projector in your home theater right now, what projector are you using and what screen did you use and why did you choose that screen? Is it white? Is it gray? Why did you choose that? 100 inches, 120, 180? Let me know what projector you're using and what screen you're using down below in the comment section. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.